Kev, there was some news today. Imagine taking 34 inches in the buttocks. That's kind of what happened in Lower Manhattan today to a former president. Told he was the former.
Anytime you get fucked by a pecker, not good.
Pecker, right? Gotcha.
Pecker, it was downhill from there. Because Pecker went up there and like, I'm his friend, but yeah, I'm going to tell the truth. And then that Hope Hicks or whatever her name is, she fucking walked up there. She fucking said the same story. And then you have fucking Cohen go up there and say the same story. And everybody's saying he's a fucking liar. Well, fuck, the other two people said the same fucking story. It's like,
Yeah. Well, but people are getting very excited about this, but there's a few things people have to realize, Kev, right? First of all, he'll be free pending appeal, right? And they're going to appeal all of this. So the appeals are going to take a year, right? It's certainly after the election. And there probably won't be prison time anyway. But
he's not doing a
No.
day at time.
No.
If-
Antagonizing the judge who has sole discretion.
If I was Biden and I got elected, the first thing I would do is I'd pardon Donald Trump.
For what purpose?
Because he's 78 years old. Let him go play golf. He's done.
Well, this is just the first trial, though. There's the Florida trial is still
Fuck it.
pending. The
Have the
Washington one. Pardon them all.
Yeah. He's 78.
I think maybe just people just to normalize things. He's a composer of chaos for the feeble-minded, so maybe
Yeah.
just
Somebody's got to fuck the ugly girl.
right. Which coverage did you watch today? It was on all of them.
I came home. I left the TV on because my dog likes the TV to be on. And for some reason, he just gravitates to MSNBC. Don't know why. So I came home, and Tamara wasn't home yet. I said, I don't want to hear their fucking bullshit. I said, I want to hear fucking, like this is the one time in my life I want to listen to Fox News.
Because you want some optimism.
Yeah, I just don't, I mean, it's like MSNBC is just, sometimes, man, there's so many times in the last 6 months that it's like Tamara and I just look at each other just like, so what do you want to watch tonight? See if you can find a fucking shitty movie on Netflix, like anything.
Mm-hmm.
Anything but Talking Heads, because we're over it.
Yeah.
But this was kind of interesting today, but I said, I don't want to hear MSNBC's bullshit, and I don't want to hear fucking CNN try to be like, I want to hear the fucking home team. I want to hear what the home team has to say about fucking getting swept in the series. And I don't know what the guy's name is. He's a dark-headed guy in the afternoon. I posted a picture of him on Instagram. But when I left the house today, I didn't think they would come to a verdict that quickly. And I really thought it would be a hung jury. That's what he's saying right there. Yeah. His name was Tuna Can Tommy. And I cocked the fucking whiff of a can of tuna. So I watched him, and he was just basically saying how it was just, it's played in perfect to fucking, what Donald Trump had planned. And I'm looking at the picture of Trump leaving, like, Trump sold it today. He came out, he made it's a sham. He said the same thing like 33 times.
Mm-hmm.
It was like when George Foreman was 42 and he fought Holyfield that was 28. It was just like, he didn't know what the fuck hit him, I love people that have said like, oh, you hate Trump. It's just like, number one, I don't hate anybody. But at the same time, it's like, he really, man, he's taken a lot. That's 7 weeks in that courtroom, and I mean, it was horrible conditions. They didn't do him any favors, but it's the same thing. They were talking today. and it was MSNBC I was watching, and they said that during deliberations they brought Donald Trump to television. And the one lady said, in all my years of covering a court case, I've never seen any of them go that far out of the way to bring in, a television for the.
Oh, it had been more than beyond a fair trial. There have been defendants remanded into custody for not addressing the bench, the judge, during the trial, seen as disrespectful, and it's happened. And he has been allowed to blather on and criticize. The gag order only pertains to the jury, family of the prosecution, or the judge. So he's had more than a fair opportunity. The red carpet has been rolled out in the federal court for him. TV, I didn't even know about the TV. That's interesting.
Yeah, they got a TV today. So, I mean, I look at it and I say, like, I don't know what the fuck's going to happen in November. I don't think this helps Donald Trump in any form or fashion.
Fundraising. I think those that were...
Dude, maybe it's the Detroit in me, but once you've got a felony and you're in the system, and it's like, I don't know if I want to drive to the liquor store with you necessarily.
But I think the big donors, there are a couple they talked about on the news today that kind of left the Trump camp, stopped donating after January 6th because of the horrors that he clearly thought was over.
34 felony, back. 34 felony counts will draw those people back?
Because of unjust prosecution.
My whole thing is, like, I didn't see any of the trial because nobody did.
Nobody did, right.
Unless you were covering it, and that was all bias. So, but I know that there were 12 people in that jury box that saw the trial, that asked questions about the trial, and I don't think this is just me thinking, and God forbid I don't think that walking out of that courtroom with fucking every camera on earth is now going to know who these people are in this society, and fucking in 17 seconds saying guilty, 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 guilty. I don't think that's fucking a plus for these people.
No, but they can still retain their anonymity. They are free to talk to the press.
That's not the lotto.
That they can.
No, there's no. It'll get out.
Mm.
It'll get out. They're not going to redact their names. So I just look at that and I say, so anybody that's out there right now in La La Land, and I've seen these posts where Trump's guilty of 34 counts. Each one has a 4-year sentence with a maximum sentence of 20 years. And it will end up in the fucking crotch of the people that fucking got rid of Roe versus Wade. Yeah, he's really going to fucking do fucking time with the Supreme Court. Come on.
In New York, a Class E felony. I have the statistic. A Class E felony in New York, 70 to 90% of the time, first offender, there's no prison time served. It would be probation. Right. And then that 10 to 30%, there's a bunch of extenuating circumstances either. I don't know where calling out the judge constantly, who has the sole discretion to impose the sentence he wants for whatever reason he wants, is necessarily wise.
Why would you make the man a martyr?
Well, that's what would happen with a percentage. I mean, I think you have probably like 30% that they don't even want to hear you saw the post-trial speech today, right? Everything's a sham, the world's a sham, everything's a sham. There's, the mental hospitals got emptied out, all this stuff that's unsubstantiated and just not true. But it doesn't matter to, I would say, 30% maybe of the crazies that you could tell them anything.
I don't even know that it's just that
Gullible, the ones that followed Manson, same thing.
Yeah, it's their clubhouse. Like they're like that biker gang in the fucking Any Which Way But Loose.
Right turn, Clyde.
They're that
The
group.
big dude, I got him burned in my head, man. That
Oh
belly
yeah,
hanging out of that
oh
leather
yeah.
vest.
They're that group. They're not the Angels, that's for sure, or
I'm,
the
I'm,
Outlaws, or any of those